Half action just beginning. The Northern Huskies with the ball. The score 51-18 in favor of the Big Reds. No question the district championship appears to be going that way. LaFonce Jackson. Turnaround jumper. No good. Boarded by Jay Zuloff. Off to John. Dell Thomas into Jay. Off the glass and in. At our first opportunity, we'll get Randy to fill us in on the first half stats. Right now, Eric Bloomquist's shot's rejected by Jay. It's off to T.J. Diggins. Guarded by Jamison. Goes up and in. Smart move by T.J. Bouncing it off the glass. It's now 55-18. Mark Hanton. To Matt Jamison. Jamison guarded by Thomas. Kevin Nicefield on a block sends the ball out of bounds.
I tell you, Kevin's picking up where he left off. He's played a whale of a ball game, and again, he's only played probably 7 minutes total. He hasn't scored the most points tonight, but he gets my vote so far as MVP of this Port Huron High team.
Well, Randy, I'm going to take a break just for a minute here. LaFonce Jackson hits a nice jump shot. The Big Reds by 35. Randy, why don't you give us the point totals there in the first half?
Okay, well, Jay Zuloff leads all scorers with 13. He has 15 now. Make that 17 now.
Nice tip in by Jay.
His brother John has 8. Wendell Bennett has 8. Kevin Nicefield 7. James Jones 2. Bill Steyer 5. And Andrew Diggins 4 to recap the scoring for Port Huron High. For Port Huron Northern, they were led by Matt Jamison with 12 points. LaFonce Jackson has had 3 in the first half. He has 5 now. Dan Larison has 2. And Paul Pencack had 1.
Dell Thomas filling the spot of quarterback here for the Big Reds basketball team, with Cliff Thomason taking a break from an injury. All the way inside, and the whistle. Fouls on number 24, Mark Hanton. To the line for 2 will be Wardell Thomas.
You know, Eric, before this game started, I thought we may see a replay of what happened in 1967, where Port Huron High had a very good team ranked in the state, took on Port Huron Northern, who was 1-17 back in 1967, and Port Huron Northern upset the Big Reds that year. As a sidelight to that, Gordy Jamison, who was Matt Jamison's father, played on that Port Huron High team, and he said, I talked to him today, he said he was devastated. It still haunts him after that loss. I know he talked to his son Matt about how upsets can happen, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to happen here tonight.
No, not tonight. The Big Reds up now 59-20 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. LaFonce Jackson for 2 for the Huskies. LaFonce Jackson on a nice move. Unfortunately, steps out of bounds. And the Big Reds will put the ball in play. The Big Reds setting up what appears to be a set play. Kevin Nicefield down to John Zuloff, guarded by Jackson. The shot's away and good. John Zuloff with that polished jump shot from the corner.
Well, I tell you, LaFonce Jackson played great defense. He was right in his face there, and John Zuloff said, I don't care. I'm taller than you. I've got my 40-inch vertical jump, and he hit nothing but net.
Mark Hanton into Davenport, out to Jackson, down to Jamison. Good move by Matt, draws a foul on number 40, Kevin Nicefield for the Big Reds. Before the shot, the Huskies will put the ball in play underneath their own basket. John Davenport to Eric Bloomquist, now to Jackson from three-point range. Won't go. Jay Zuloff off to brother John. To the paint, the jump shot, no good. John gets his own rebound, goes up strong, and the basket will count. Then the fouls on Eric Bloomquist for Northern.
Again, John just went over Eric's back. He didn't draw any contact at all. He's just, again, with his height, his jumping ability, and the reach that he has. Eric Bloomquist did everything he could.
Well, we have now a technical foul being called, I believe, on Eric Bloomquist. Perhaps a little bit of the frustration coming forth.
Also a technical foul against Northern.
Well, sure, Eric's playing his heart out tonight. Eric's been hampered all year with a knee problem. You see that heavy brace there that he has. Again, Eric's only a junior. He started every game for Northern this year. So again, he'll be a seasoned veteran, a player that the Northern varsity team looks to next year to come through for them.
John misses the free throw on his following his basket. Now the two-shot technical foul for the Big Reds. How unrare is it that you'll see one of the Zulofs gold at the charity stripe?
Very rare you see him miss one, let alone both of them. Now he might get another one. I don't know what.
Well, it's a two-shot technical foul, and they only allowed the one. He'll get his second now.
Third time's the charm, right?
The Big Reds put the ball in play, enjoying right now a 41-point lead over the Northern Huskies. Thomas to inbound the ball, and the whistle. Okay, now we have a technical foul being called on John Zuloff for an infraction that's called, he stepped out of bounds. Once he stepped out of bounds, he's not allowed to step back on the floor.
Again, the refs, even though the game might be one-sided, they're calling it down to the wire here regardless. You might think they let him play and let the time go, but that's not the case here. In fact, I think some of the Port Huron Big Reds are still confused. I see one of the referees explaining to them what the foul was all about. Again, you might look at that and like, why did they do it? But if they ever get into a game down the regionals or finals, that may be very important.
Right. Again, John Zuloff must have stepped out of bounds. Once he does that, he cannot legally enter the playing surface again, and that's exactly what happened. He entered the playing surface illegally and was called for the technical foul. LaFonce Jackson now. Down to John Davenport. Davenport guarded by Jay Zuloff. Well, he's being guarded by Jay and John Zuloff, and I don't know if I'd even want to be in his shoes.
Well, I tell you, I'm still waiting. You know, Matt Jamison has
he scored
12,
the first
12
6
points, but he has no points this half. But he hasn't taken any shots. He took his first one there and he got fouled. He's their bread and butter man. He's been their best player last year as a sophomore, as a junior this year. He's their leader. But again, I think the problem is, it's not really a problem, is Matt is so unselfish in his play. He's always looking to pass first, and such a team player. But on a team like they have this year at Northern, he's got to start shooting the ball.
Fouls on Nicefield. Matt puts the first one down. He'll get the second, 64-23. 4 minutes and 57 ticks to go in the third quarter. Matt's second shot is also good. You know, even though the game is a runaway at this point, Randy, the fans still jam-packed in here.
Oh yes, it's a credit to the Port Huron area that this many fans come out and see this ball game, and hopefully they'll have as big a following or bigger when one of these teams heads south to go to L'Anse Creuse North next Tuesday.
Matt Jamison called for his third personal foul, the team's third here in the second half. Jay Zuloff, the basket counts off the glass. He will get the free throw. He completes the three-point play. Mark Hanton now, across the timeline.
I've got Jay Zuloff with 20 unofficial points.
Jamison from three won't go, and Jay Zuloff comes up with the rebound. Off to John. John bounces the ball off Hanton, out of bounds. The Big Reds put the ball in play along the sideline. Into the ball game now for Northern. Number 42 is Dan Larison, a 6'2", 255-pound sophomore. And number 14, Jan Miller, a 5'9", 140-pound junior. Ball tipped away by Jackson on a nice move. Davenport picks up the loose ball. Alphonse Jackson now. Across the timeline.
Oh, Alphonse Jackson missed Jamison there, who was wide open to take the shot. Alphonse has got to pick his head up there and see the whole floor. I think you may see a substitution here shortly.
John Zuloff's shot won't go, and Jackson comes down with the loose ball. Alphonse Jackson, jump shot, won't go. Kevin Nicefield had the rebound, but lost it to Davenport. He puts it down, the easy shot, and it's now a 67-26 score in favor of the Big Reds. Jay Zuloff, guarded by Jamison, into John, turnaround, no good. Rebound, down by Jan Miller for the Huskies. Alphonse Jackson now, long pass for Jamison. Down to Larison, inside to Davenport on a nice pass. Miller being guarded by Thomas, now Jackson with the ball.
You see the inexperience there, Eric, with such a young team. It seems like the only person that wants to shoot is Alphonse Jackson and Jamison when they get him the ball. Again, it's just that they're not used to that role as shooters. Beautiful move there. Beautiful move by Del Thomas.
Del Thomas on a powerful move to the basket, and it's now the Big Reds up by 43. Matt Jamison. Del Thomas now, top of the key for the Big Reds. To John, jump shot, good. John Zuloff hits the basket on a nice jump shot. It's now 71-28, the Big Reds in a commanding lead here. And calling now timeout, Coach Peltz. Perhaps going to talk a little bit about the other successes here in the school district as far as the sports program.
Well, again, we've already mentioned several times that Port Huron High freshman team won the EML Freshman League. With Port Huron Northern are close second, and we'll get back to some of these announcements in a second.
We want to certainly remind you to say yes to extracurricular activities. Hardly a day goes by where we don't hear about some form of drug testing. But the true way to conquer drug and alcohol abuse comes from education and simply learning to say no. If you're a junior or a senior high school student, say no to drugs and yes to extracurricular activities such as athletics, drama, music, and speech. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS Channel 12. Certainly want to remind you to say no to drugs and to alcohol. 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Huskies to inbound the ball. We'll set the lineups as we see it. Miller and Alphonse Jackson in the backcourt. Larison, Bloomquist, and Jamison in the front court. On the floor now for the Huskies, Brent Mullins, number 50. Giancarlo, Wendell Bennett, James Jones, and Bill Steyer for the Big Reds. Eric Bloomquist gets the board, no good. Fight for the rebound, out of bounds to Port Huron High.
Into the ball game, Eric, we have number 50, Brett Mullins, who led the JV team this year. Again, he was also the quarterback, starting quarterback, a very fine athlete, as his father was. The whole family is very athletic family.
Mullins pass into Bennett. And Wendell turn around, called for the charge, we believe. That's correct, number 52, Bennett, on the offensive foul.
In fact, on the floor, we've got three high school football quarterbacks. Mr. Mullins, Tony Giancarlo was also shared the duties with Brett Mullins. And Matt Jameson was the starting quarterback for Port Huron Northern. Right. So, again, sort of a football-oriented team out there now.
LaFonce Jackson's jump shot will go for Northern. They've reached now the 30-point mark. It's 71-30, the Big Reds. Giancarlo to Bennett. Wendell Bennett out to Giancarlo. Mullins. Bennett's turnaround blocked by Eric Bloomquist on a nice defensive maneuver.
Nice block by Eric.
Miller. Matt Jameson up, and a foul's called now on number 42, James Jones, for the Big Reds.
I don't know if Eric Bloomquist slipped there or got pushed by somebody, but again, with his knee the way it is,
outstanding
it seems to be okay.
J. Jones, third personal, 14th foul.
You know,
Jones, I'm sorry, Randy, go ahead.
Well, we mentioned a lot on how well some of the boys teams have done this year. It was just pointed out to me that the Port Huron Northern girls varsity volleyball team was the EML champs this year. And again, we applaud the Port Huron Northern varsity volleyball team on their efforts in 1987.
And you know, also on the hockey end of it, we mentioned that the Big Reds hockey team defeated tonight in the semifinals, but the Northern hockey team did very, very well this year.
Excellent. The shame it was, I believe, the Port Huron Northern hockey team beat Port Huron High twice. However, when they got into the quarterfinals, one-game knockout, Port Huron High beat them.
Carlos, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we could just as easily have seen the Northern team playing in the semifinals tonight as Port Huron High.
Yep. Giancarlo's pass goes sailing out of bounds. The Huskies now. LaFonce Jackson into the paint, being hounded by Mullins, stolen away. Brett Mullins all the way to the basket. And the foul's called on number 10, Tony Bonacci, for the Northern Huskies. Tony, a senior, 5'9", 140 pounds, playing perhaps in his final game for the Northern Huskies, as well as Mark Hanton, number 24, and the other senior, number 20, Steve Burrows.
You know, we've talked about all the 4 out of the 5 returning starters next year for Port Huron Northern, but you know, Port Huron High has Brett Mullins here that will be a junior on the varsity. Tony Giancarlo is a junior. He'll be back next year. Again, I think Bill Steyer's a junior. There's a lot of talent coming through the ranks. They're not going to be hurting. I'd like to be in Coach Peltz's shoes next year, too.
Yep. Brett Mullins makes one of 2. The Big Reds now up by 40. LaFonce Jackson, guarded by Giancarlo. Jump shot, no good. Sophomore Larison on the rebound, tries to give the ball to Bloomquist, stolen away by Bennett. And now it's Mullins behind the pass to Giancarlo on a nice move. Brett Mullins shot, no good. Ball goes out of bounds off James Jones, and the Huskies will put the ball in play. Tony Bonacci now. Across the timeline, being guarded by Bill Steyer. Into Larison. Larison looking for Jameson, tipped away by Mullins. Giancarlo now. Down to Steyer, and the pass intended now for Jones on a good attempt anyway, out of bounds off Bonacci's leg.
Again, total unselfishness by number 14, Bill Steyer there. That play would have been through. You could have looked for a slam dunk, but the Northern defender made a good play and kicked it out of bounds.
Into the ball game, number 20, Steve Burrows for Northern. James Jones in the paint, knocked away by Jameson. Jameson now off to the races, gives it to Burrows. The shot's up and good. Matt Jameson on a nice pass to Steve Burrows. The foul will be called on Bill Steyer, and Burrows will try for a 3-point play.
Yeah, that was a big basket for Steve Burrows there. Matt Jameson stripped the ball, took it down on a 2-on-1, made a nice bounce pass, and Steve made a nice play, got the foul, and hopefully a 3-point play for Northern.
Free throw is no good, and the board's taken down by Jones. Off to Giancarlo. Shots away. It's good! Tony Giancarlo from three-point range at the buzzer. And the Big Reds up by 41 with a quarter to go.
Well, that got the crowd back into it. Again, the game has kind of been lopsided, but even though it has, you can tell that Northern, every time somebody comes out on the court for them, they're giving it their all. Again, in all fairness, they're just outmanned. Again, there are probably only about 3 or 4 teams in the whole state of Michigan that could probably beat Port Huron High this year. And again, both teams are playing their hearts out. No matter what the score, you've got to give them both credit.
Absolutely. On March 26th, the Michigan High School Athletic Association Class A basketball finals will take place at Chrysler Arena. This is an excellent opportunity for you to see high school sports at its best. Make plans now to attend this year's championship. That's March 26th at Chrysler Arena. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the CPHS Channel 12. Stevie McDonald now on the floor for the Big Reds. We'll set the lineups here in just a second. Jay Zuloff into Kevin Nicefield, off the glass and good. On the floor for Northern, number 10, Tony Bonacci. Number 22, LaFonce Jackson. Number 20, Stephen Burrows. 54 is Eric Bloomquist. Number 32 is Matt Jamison. And we've already mentioned Tony's name. Jay Zuloff on the block. The Big Reds counter on the floor with Jay and John Zuloff, numbers 32 and 34 respectively. Number 10 is Wardell Thomas. Number 24, Stevie McDonald. Number 40, Kevin Nicefield. Matt Jameson's shot won't go. Picked up, gets his own rebound. Off to Jackson, left lone jump shot, no good. Jay Zuloff. We're off to the races. Bounce pass to McDonald. Back to Jay, and the foul.
A nice feed there by Steve McDonald to John Zuloff. Again, Steve McDonald, another player with another year of eligibility, someone that Coach Peltz is going to look to as maybe one of his starting guards next year. I think the only thing that High won't have next year, they'll have experience, a lot of these guys have played, but they're not going to have 7 guys that are 6'6" and over.
No.
You know, they're going to have a tall team, but nothing like they've got. One of these teams only come around, every 10 years or something.
And Coach Pelt's done a good job with his group. You know, when you got 10, 11, 12 ball players that basically could play just about anywhere and get a lot of time in, he's done a good job all through the season in getting everyone into the ball game, getting their share of time. Jay's second shot won't go. The Big Reds up by 44, and they got 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go before they can start to celebrate here at Port Huron High School, a District 28 championship.
You know, a lot of people might say, well, it's easy for Coach Peltz. You know, they're 21 and 1. If they win tonight, which it looks like they're going to do, they break the all-time record for most victories by a Port Huron High team. But again, you've got to keep in mind that they're expected to win, and there's a lot of pressure that goes along with that. And again, they only lost 1 time this year, and a lot of people got on him for losing that time. So again, he's done a marvelous job, him and Mike Diaz, on the coaching end of Port Huron High.
Tony Bonacci gets the bucket, also fouled in the action. 1 shot now for Tony. It's good. Nice field now into Thomas, to John Zuloff. John Zuloff guarded by Jackson from 3-point range, no good. Jay with the rebound, and the ball slapped out of bounds by Jamison.
Well, I do think the ref let that one go, but again, they've done a fine job tonight, these referees.
Stevie McDonald to Thomas, around to John Zuloff. From 3-point range, no good. Kevin Nicefield on the board, no basket. Mr. McKenna underneath calling a foul on number 42, number 12. Paul Gilbert for the I'm all messed up here, Randy. Number 12 is Chris Nesbitt called for the foul.
You know, you might wonder, well, how come the starting 5 is back in here for Port Huron High? But again, Coach Peltz has split minutes evenly between everybody. Although I don't think Coach Peltz wants to see John Zuloff shoot 3-pointers with a 40-some point lead. They should be working on things that they need that'll carry him farther in the regionals and hopefully even farther than that. It's Port Huron Northern that needs to be shooting the 3-point plays.
Right. John Zuloff! Goodbye! The old crowd pleaser.
Well, that's the first one we've seen tonight.
Again, Zuloff goes up. No good, and a whistle.
Well, it's starting to get a little ragged. It's, like I say, it's been showtime a little bit the last couple times down the floor. You've got Eric Bloomquist and Jay Zuloff, the 2 big men out on each respective team. And again, that's what happens. It happens all the time when a game gets out of, it's one-sided as it has been. Again, these guys, you know, they're all friends. They spend the all season together. You know, they live a mile apart. It's nothing intentional. It's you know, and the refs did a nice job clearing it up. They've warned them both benches that, hey, you know, let's just play ball here. We got another 6 minutes and 2 seconds to go. If need be, I could even see the refs calling a timeout to settle both teams down.
Yeah, I like what Mr. McKenna did there. He called it. He called a double foul. Number 54. He's going to get his 5th foul, and he'll have to leave the ball game, unfortunately. But Mr. McKenna, the referee, did a good job there, bringing the 2 together and just having a couple words with them. No sense in making a big deal about it.
Exactly right. Nobody got hurt. It was really nothing flagrant. Somebody just pushed somebody. They didn't like it. And again, when you're hot and sweaty and been out there for 20-some minutes, that's what can happen.
LaFonce Jackson into Nesbitt. Now back to Jackson. Under 5 minutes, or under 6 minutes now here at Port Huron High School. The Big Reds enjoying a commanding lead. Jay Zuloff, guarded by Jackson, goes to the hoop. The basket, no good. The foul on Jackson. Jay Zuloff to get 2.
Jackson is 3rd. Jay Zuloff on the line. 2 shots.
You see another sophomore, I believe, out on the floor for Northern, Mr. Nesbitt. Again, both benches go deep. A lot of times during March Madness, the high school teams will bring up some of the sophomore and even sometimes some of the freshman players to give them a chance, even if they don't get in, to feel the atmosphere. Can only help them down the road.
Mark Hanton now back in the ballgame for Northern. Jay, second shot won't go. John Zuloff, nice rebound up strong and tipped in by Kevin Nicefield. Well, they say Jay, I thought it was Kevin. Could have went either way, I guess. 83-37. Mark Hanton, guarded by McDonald. Shot blocked by Jay Zuloff. Kevin Nicefield fighting, and the ball goes out of bounds. The Huskies will put the ball in play underneath their own basket.
Again, both teams scrapping real hard. Again, you got to give Port Huron Northern credit. They're doing whatever they can. They're going to try to make the best game out of this as they can.
Mark Hanton steps on the line, unfortunately, and the Big Reds now put the ball in play. Thomas to Jay Zuloff, guarded by Jamison. Jay into John. The foul's called on Jackson. John Zuloff will get 1 and 1. Into the ball game, Paul Gilbert, a 5'8", 140-pound junior for the Big Reds.
Again, Kevin Nicefield just came out of the game, a whale of a ball game for the minutes that he played. Coach Pelch just congratulated him. I think one of the best ball games I've seen Kevin play.
Kevin did a superb job tonight. Superb.
You know, Eric, we keep talking about the fine athletes out on the floor tonight, but I tell you, you know, we made reference in other broadcasts. I don't see the bands here simply because there probably isn't any room to put them in this gymnasium.
It's Michigan High School Athletic Association, and it's not allowed.
Okay, thanks.
It's not allowed. I'm sure if they were allowed, they'd be here. Nesbitt now with the ball for Northern. Continue.
Well, besides the band then, again, we haven't, I don't think, ever mentioned the cheerleaders. And these young ladies are out here as much or more practicing, getting ready for these games. Again, they are in competition before the year starts. They go to cheerleading camps. They spend a lot of time on their part. They live and die with these teams too. So again, our hats are off to the Port Huron High Big Red cheerleaders and the Port Huron Northern Husky women cheerleaders.
Our situation, John Zuloff gets the fall, his second. Matt Jamison to the line. 4 minutes, 46 seconds to go before the celebrating can start for the Port Huron High Big Red fans. It's 85-37. That's first shot, in and out. Into the ball game now for Northern, number 34. Doug Conley, a 6'1", 180-pound junior. Chris Nesbitt takes a break for Northern. That second shot won't go, and the ball's down to Zuloff. Off to Gilbert. Bounce pass to Jay. Jump shot. Good! The Big Reds now up.
That's 25 for Jay Zuloff unofficially.
Jay Zuloff rejects Connolly's shot, out of bounds to Northern.
You know, Eric, I hate to bring this up, but I think pretty soon it's 87-37 with still half this quarter to go. I think you're going to see this crowd of Port Huron High get into it to reach that 100 plateau.
Well, we'll see what happens. 4:22 and counting. 87-37. Into the ball game for the Big Reds, number 44, Daryl Drawn. And taking a break is Dell Thomas. Matt Jamison on a nice move to the basket. Stevie McDonald guarded by Hanton. Off to John. Turnaround jumper. Won't go. Rebound down by Jamison. Long pass to Jackson. To the hoop. Good. 87-41. 3:56 and counting. John Zuloff. To Jay. Up. Good. Mark Hanton.
That was my EML MVP there.
Jackson shot, no good. Jay Zuloff with the board, and here we go. Off to Stevie McDonald, bounce pass to John, basket up and good.
Some nice passing there by Stevie McDonald. Jay Zuloff to Steve McDonald to John Zuloff, who could have slammed it, but just finger rolled it in the hoop.
Jamison. Off to Davenport. Nice drive. Basket will count. The foul's on Diggins.
Nice move by John Davenport. He got T.J. Diggins up in the air, scored the bucket, will go for the three-point play. Davenport's another junior that started almost every game this year for Northern, and the Huskies are going to be counting on a lot of John next season.
Into the ballgame now for the Big Reds, Bill Steyer for Jay Zuloff. Number 44, John Davenport for the Huskies, a 6'4", 160-pound junior. Three-point play is good, 91-44. Into the ball game, James Jones, and TJ Diggins now gets a nice hand from the crowd. Stevie McDonald into the paint, goes up, no good, and a whistle. Fouls on number 24, Mark Hinton, and I believe that's his 5th.
Well, that's a fine career for Mr. Hinton. His dad shakes his hand. He's the only starting senior on his squad. Again,
well, go ahead, Randy, but I was going to say, I believe he spent 3 years on the varsity.
3 years. His high school basketball career has come to an end tonight, but he also plays football, and I'm sure he's probably on the tennis track or some spring team, probably baseball. So he's still got another 3 months left of school.
Well, might not be a pleasant experience for him tonight, but I'm sure he's got some many memories as he's played for his dad over the years. Stevie's first shot is good, the second one on its way, no good. And a whistle. 34, John Zuloff gets the foul.
Again, you've got to look at this game, and Cliff Thomason, who's the floor general for Port High, did not play because of his hyperextended knee. But again, they're still they need Cliff, and I see he's dressed tonight, so I think he'll probably be ready to play Tuesday night.
And the fans calling for a "We want Cliff," but I don't think so. Matt's first shot is good. He'll get the second, 92-45.
I don't think they realize that if he puts Cliff in and he gets hurt, Ed Peltz will be in for a lot of disfavor by many of the Port High fans and parents.
Yes, exactly. Jamison puts them both down. Stevie McDonald. Bounce past John Zuloff, up and good. LaFonce Jackson now. Into the paint, off to Jan Miller. Davenport.
Eric, I think Port High wants to reach 100. They're going after the ball. Port Northern's holding it so they can't reach that plateau.
Yep. Jamison, rejection in there. Doug Connolly fouled in there by
again, you know, it's just only natural that they'd want to go for that. Again, they're not trying to pour it on. Coach Peltz has substituted so frequently tonight, but you can't blame Northern for not wanting to give it to him either. I can see Coach Hand's part too.
Yeah. Doug Connolly gets the basket, fouled in there by Zuloff. He'll get the chance for the three-point play. Wendell Bennett on the floor now for Port High. Shot is no good, drawn, clears it for the Big Reds. Stevie McDonald. Into the paint, turnaround is up, good! Stevie McDonald.
That makes a highlight film.
Yep.
That's a highlight, boy. I'll tell you, I don't think he knew exactly what he was going to do, and that ball went in, and that's unbelievable
shot all the way. Davenport, no good. Rebound down by Drawn. Off to Steyer, the shot, good! 98-48, and a whistle. The foul's on Bill Steyer. 1-1 now for the Huskies.
I'll tell you, Eric, you're going to have 5 Port High Big Red players fighting for the ball the next time down to put the shot up that gives them 100 points.
Well, 1:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 98-48. The Big Reds, of course, trying to reach that century plateau. The fans want it. We'll see what happens.
Again, hopefully there's no hard feelings between the teams on this, but
I'm going to remind everyone that these two teams got to play football next fall, and we all know what's happened in the past with that. One team's success is the other team's demise.
Oh, sure. And over the years, it's 1 year it's Port Huron Northern, 1 year it's Port Huron High. They kind of take turns. And the programs are both so good in the JV and freshman levels. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out.
Wendell Bennett to Steyer, shot away, no! And a whistle! Foul called underneath number 42. James Jones will go to the line. 2 shots now for the Big Reds. You know, the way the crowd is, you'd think we had a 1-point game or something.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, though. I think there's going to be so much pressure on Mr. Jones here to sink these. I don't want to jinx him, but now I see the crowd trying to quiet down. There's a lot of pressure on him here to shoot these.
First one is up. No good. Well, the pressure's off now.
Well, he won't be the man that does it. And I'll tell you what, as soon as Northern gets the ball, Port Huron High is going to foul him. I assure you of that.
Into the ball game is Bonacci now for the Northern Huskies. Jones' second shot. 98-48, 1:31 to go. No good. Stevie McDonald! No good! And a foul. Stevie McDonald came out of nowhere, and I'll tell you what, he would have been the crowd's favorite to get there.
Well, the smallest player on the court, nobody boxed him out underneath the basket. They all watched the ball bounce off the iron. He had it, it just was a go. Maybe it's not meant to be, Eric, but there's still 1:26 left in this ball game.
Matt Jamison now to shoot 1-1 for the Huskies. And I'll tell you what, the Big Reds fans here are ready, Randy, to celebrate this district championship.
Again, I still don't think anybody's left this arena here tonight.
Nope, they're ready to celebrate. I don't know when the last time the Big Reds won a district championship. 98-50 now.
Well, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be here?
Wendell Bennett goes to the hoop. No good. Rebound down by... Knocked out of bounds by the Huskies. And the Big Reds will have yet another try at that magical 100 figure. Jump ball. Big Reds on the possession.
I'll tell you, Northern's not giving in. LaFonce Jackson made a nice play there to strip the ball.
Into the ball game, Stephen Burrows. Out goes Matt Jamison. Fine ball player.
Fine ball player. Great season. Unofficially, I've got him for, I think, 22, 23 points tonight, and he barely shot the ball, Eric.
Bennett to Steyer. There it is.
Beautiful pass there.
What a
by
pass.
Wendell Bennett, and the crowd tells it all. Just listen to the crowd.
It's 100-50 now, the Big Reds. A minute away from celebrating the district championship here at Port Huron High. Carroll drawn, down to Bennett. Pass into Steyer, back to Bennett. Off the glass, no good. McDonald shot blocked, goes up, no good. Wendell Bennett. Now it's Jones goes up, and finally we're going to get a foul underneath. Carroll drawn after 4 attempts, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. 39 seconds to go, 100-50. A reminder, the presentation of the district championship will follow tonight's game. Please stay tuned for the festivities. Darryl Drawn's second shot is up. It's good. Davenport to Jackson. LaFonce Jackson now. From 3-point range, won't go. Out of bounds to the Big Reds. Again.
I think the only man that's gotten in the game that hasn't scored tonight is 44 Darryl Drawn, and I think he knows it. He wants the ball.
Wendell Bennett from 3, no good. LaFonce Jackson now for the Huskies. In the paint, shot up, no good. Drawn, rebounds. Out to Bennett. Into McDonald, nice pass. That could be it. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's all over at Port Huron High School. And the story on your camera tells it all.
Again, Port Huron High has just been so dominant all year long. Port Huron Northern has nothing to be disgraced about. They're undersized, they were outmanned. No matter what you can say, they played their hearts out. Again, let's congratulate Port Huron High, and hopefully the fans here tonight will follow them on their trek to the ultimate goal of the Class A state championship.
Randy, quickly, if you could give us a rundown on your scoring for tonight. Our final score, 103-50. We're going to have the presentation of the district championship trophy to be given to the victorious Big Reds at this time by Ken Semmelsberger, the athletic director here at Port Huron High School, also the director of the district tournament here.
Unofficially, I have Jay Zuloff, the leading scorer for both teams with 27 points. John Zuloff, the other part of the Twin Tower, with 23. Just going quickly down the line, Dell Thomas had 2, James Jones 2, Tony Giancarlo 7, Kevin Nicefield 9, Steve McDonald 5, Wendell Bennett 8, Bill Steyer 9, and Andrew Dickens rounds out Port Huron High scoring with 6. On Port Huron Northern side, they're led by their captain, all EML selection, Matt Jameson with 22, Tony Bonacci with 2, Steve Burrows with 2, LaFont Jackson with 9, Don Larison with 2, John Davenport with 4, and Paul Penchak with 1. Again, unofficial scoring.
Okay, we'll go down to the mid-court ceremonies now. Ken Semmelsberger, athletic director for Port Huron High School, Larry Moeller, the superintendent of Port Huron area schools, and Dr. Crosby, the principal of the Port Huron High School.
Number 00, Cliff Thomason.
Cliff Thomason, of course, who could not play tonight due to his injury, being congratulated and receiving his district championship medal.
Number 10, Wardell Thomas.
Number 10, Wardell Thomas for the Big Reds.
Again, this is one of the goals Port Huron High had set for themselves. It means everything to them. That's the reason why they practice in the summers, the spring, the fall, the winter. These medals, they'll cherish these memories forever.
Number 12, Paul Gilbert, receiving his medal, and number 14, Bill Steyer. Number 20, Tony Giancarlo.
Number 22, Charles Anderson.
Charles Anderson, number 22, unable to play tonight, of course, due to his injury.
Number 24, Steve McDonald.
One of the crowd favorites, number 24, Stevie McDonald, being congratulated by Mr. Semmelsberger, Mr. Dr. Crosby, and Mr. Moeller. Andrew T.J. Diggins, a player they brought up about 2 weeks ago from the junior varsity squad. Jay Zuloff, of course, a crowd favorite here, along with his brother John, who will be introduced here. There's John.
Number 40, Kevin Nicefield.
Kevin Nicefield, number 40, and we've all made our comments about Kevin and the fine player that he is. 42, James Jones. Daryl Drawn, number 44.
Number 50, Brett Mullins.
Number 50, Brett Mullins, a player they also brought up from the junior varsity after the regular season. Number 52, Wendell Bennett, now receiving his championship medal of the District 28 Michigan High School Athletic Association.
Trophy as District 28 champions, Coach Ed Phelps and assistant coach Mike Diaz.
Coach Ed Peltz and his assistant Mike Diaz now receiving the team trophy from Larry Moeller. And Randy, the pictures on the screen tell it all.
That's exactly right. That's what it's all about. Only one team can win, only one team can lose. But again, Port Huron Northern played as best as they could play. Again, it just came up short. And again, we hope we're going to follow here at Port Huron High. And who knows, this could be the year.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to just about do it from Port Huron High School tonight. CPHS Channel 12 and their crew, another fantastic job, ladies and gentlemen. Our final score here in this District 28 championship game, the Port Huron High School Big Reds 103, the Northern Huskies 50. We'll see you all Tuesday night at Lance Cruz North when the Big Reds will continue on the road to victory in the Michigan High School Athletic Association playoffs. For Randy Fernandez, my name's Eric Rucker. For all of us here at CPHS Channel 12, have a pleasant good evening.